Hi, I'm back. So this one's going to be a little bit funny because it's definitely not where we're at the stage we're at right now. But I first of all recommend that people get a card, some sort of credit card or a debit card where they can do PayPal or e-transfer. It's very important because when someone's sick or if they have a virus or something like that or anything like this, they need to order supplies. It's really good because you can just order supplies to your door. The delivery guy can just ring the bell and keep going so he doesn't feel like he could maybe can contract the disease. So if there's a virus out there that are infectious like what we're dealing with. Okay, so I'm first going to talk about alcohol. So if in this case where we're stuck inside and if somebody does get sick, trust me, it's very important to have a little bit of alcohol, different bottles, just to kind of take the edge off and help them get through the sweats. Pneumonia is really brutal and it really messes with your temperature. So when they get really, really cold, it would be nice to have a little bit of alcohol. And I'm not saying a lot. I'm saying a shot here and there, some wine or some, brandy or some scotch or whatever you guys grew up with thinking that it would help. I think that that's really a great thing to order. And you give them a little bit, not so that it will, make them exhausted or anything, just a little bit to get them through those hard times. Because pneumonia, when it comes, is something that makes you not be able to control your temperatures. You get so cold and you need a lot of blankets. And then you get so hot, you have to take them off. And you have to be careful that kids don't get too hot because then they can get febrile seizures. So it's important not to just throw the blankets on them the whole time. You have to watch when the change happens. With pneumonia, they could have 6 or 7 hours of hot, and then 6 or 7 hours of just freezing cold. So you have to kind of watch their temperature and keep an eye on it. When they get too hot, you take off, the blankets and you give them the children's Tylenol. It really does take down that temperature and it really does save lives in that kind of environment. Okay, so I'm going to talk about B12 injections. B12 and iron can help you breathing, believe it or not. It's a huge thing. You can study it, research it. It can help you with your oxygen. Now, in this kind of case, if you have people that are having some sort of health issues, it would be really great to talk to your doctor and get them once a month a B12 shot. So I do it myself every month. I just sterilize the area. I like to do it on my muscle area, not my arm, like maybe my back of my leg or my butt even. And I put only, it says 10,000, so I use 1,000 once a month. And it's wonderful. It really helps fight off bacteria, infections, all kinds of stuff, and helps you breathe way better, especially if you're low. So I recommend this product. It's amazing. Now, if you don't want to do the injections, because I'm B12 low and I'm B vitamin low, so I do it. But if you don't want to do it, if you don't want your doctor to do it or whatever, and then learn how, then you can just take B vitamins, buy the expensive ones, get the really good quality, and it's like life-changing. I mean, a lot of people are in it. You'll get some recommendations. People will comment on if they've enjoyed their B12. A lot of women go to spas and even get a B12 drip. It's just so rejuvenating. Okay, so let's talk about Neocitran. I love it. It's a great product some of the time. So when that virus hits you or you're getting pneumonia and it's starting, it can help you just kind of get through a few hours here and there when it's a long, long night and you're really sick. I don't recommend it all the time. Maybe a couple times a year. It's not something that I'm saying. I like the nighttime better, or NyQuil. A little bit at, say NyQuil or this one. I'd like to have both and try this one for a couple nights and if for the really hard part of that virus, and then the NyQuil for a couple times just to help me get some sleep so I can get rid of the headaches. And it's got Tylenol in it, acetaminophen. So it really helps bring down fevers and it really helps you get some rest that you need. Be careful with it though. If somebody has asthma, then you can't be using decongestants. But you can use a little bit of this one, of the Neocitran, not the NyQuil, because there is one that has, that's really good for cold and sinus. And it actually helps against migraines as well, big time. And so one of my favorite products for migraines is actually cooling gel. So you won't believe this, but cooling gel for muscles and aches. If you ever get a migraine and it's on your head somewhere, don't get it near your eyes. And you put just a little drop on your head where it's hurting. It'll get you through that migraine for a couple hours, and you just do it every hour. It's amazing. It's something I discovered and I just love it. I don't get headaches very often, but I did get a sinus infection last year and it was really painful. This is the size of the sponges that I was suggesting using. And you can even, for masks, you can even add so you cut it in half, and then you can even add an elastic on either side or a string so that it can hold it in place, covering your nose and your mouth, which is amazing because it's so thick. Could be great products. Okay, I'm going to show you also one of my favorite items that I've always used, which is garlic. So I like to saute garlic and, make mashed potatoes for the kids. The great part about the garlic is you can saute it in butter and add a little bit of the vegetables, onions, whatever you need to. And then you saute it and you add it into the mashed potatoes, and you can even add a little bit of cheese or say non-dairy cheese if there's a virus or anything like that. And you can add it to also add some little bits of chicken and add some healthy vegetables. Just chop them up really small and add them in, and the kids will just eat it generally because it tastes really good and it smells really good. Now, the garlic is really good to fight off infection and helps you get your food intake up. Okay, so this part is kind of funny, but I'm going to show you next stage a little bit about how to protect yourself against viruses by going through your home and finding recycling and different things that you can use in case some of these viruses do come to our countries and our cities, and we have to protect ourselves because on the most part, we can't really depend on China right now because that's where we get most of our masks and that's not even covering it. That's not even protecting people. We have to come up with ways in our homes. A lot of us are going to be confined possibly into our homes, or a lot of people already are. So we're very educated people. We can go online and we can turn our homes into little nursing stations. We can have a little nursing station in everyone's home, and people that have the resources, there should be nothing stopping us, and we shouldn't be worried. You can treat pneumonia at home. I know that it's not recommended, but if we have to, we can. There's many ways to help yourself. And like I said, you have to get a lot of products at home so that you can protect yourself. Now, one of the things that I ordered and I bought was a nebulizer. I always have one in my house. I'll show you guys a little bit how to use that in my next segment. And I've always had one because it helps with breathing in case somebody does have an asthma attack or they get pneumonia. And you just add these little nebules into them that you can get from your doctor, and it helps. Some of them have little steroids and it opens up your lungs. Now, I'm not generally into that. I'm into like the natural, but because we're fighting off a huge virus and a huge bug, we have to do everything we can to protect ourselves, and maybe even having some of these things that the hospitals have in our homes. People that can afford it, why not? So if you can even afford it, why not even go get a sauna? You can order them online, and that can help with your breathing or if you do get pneumonia. Because one of the things that's prominently really the danger about this coronavirus is pneumonia. Now, I've been recommending to people that they get their Prevnar and pneumonia shot. There's 2 of them. If they can and they're not ill yet and they're strong, get your pneumonia shot. It'll cover against 35 different strains of the pneumonia virus. One of them is called Prevnar. You can Google it and learn about it. And these have been out for decades. My son had them, and, they really work, and that really helps. The thing that this virus is, it's coming at us. It comes to people as a virus, and it's an infectious disease. Somehow it gives you pneumonia. We haven't discovered if it's a viral pneumonia or not. And the Prevnar and the other pneumonia shot, which covers 35 different kinds of pneumonia, are basically, it's a shot in the dark, but it could help prevent the infection from turning into pneumonia. Maybe this isn't viral. Maybe the pneumonia isn't viral. Of course, we know that the virus is viral, but if the pneumonia, there's a small chance that it's not, and it's not going to hurt you to get this shot on the most part. It's pretty much doesn't have a lot of side effects. It's one of the more minimal vaccines. The cool part about this vaccine is that if you're really old or really, really young, or you have some kind of respiratory illness prior to this, because those are the people that the coronavirus is killing, maybe, just maybe, that these vaccines might help prevent against these viruses actually taking over someone's immune system and giving them the pneumonia. We don't know. It's worth a shot. No one can say because there's no education on it. The only thing we know right now is that it's attacking people's, basically their ability to fight off colds and viruses and fighting off pneumonia, and people are getting pneumonia. So what if it works? What if it's an idea? I just thought of it and I thought, why not? So it could help. You never know. And also the thing I like about it is that it's been, you only have to get it once every lifetime. So once you get those shots for your pneumonia, you really are pretty good. You could, if you're really ill and you're over 65, you could get maybe another shot, but you can get one when you're a baby and it covers you for a long, long time. I'm thinking that, you only probably need it once in a lifetime. It covers you for about 10 or 20 years, or they don't even know, it could even cover you longer. So, unless you really, the doctors recommend, maybe even just getting it once a lifetime is cool enough. It's not like one of those vaccines you have to get all the time. Okay, I'll be back.